Where to begin? Hi, meteorologist Matt Noyes, 1 degree outside Weather Network. This is your update getting into the end of the day and evening here on Saturday as we get ready to wrap up the storm. Not everybody is at that stage, but we're getting there, and I'm going to cover you through the end of the storm anyway. But what about that big boom, that explosion that was heard across a lot of eastern New England? Reports all the way from the south coast of Rhode Island and south coast of Mass up through southern Maine, southern New Hampshire, really kind of centered around the Boston metro area. Well, it's fascinating. Here's how it went. Here, we went up right away with our live stream as soon as the boom happened. We knew that crowdsourcing would be a great way to get there and figure out what actually was going on, right? Nothing from the United States Geological Survey team indicated that it was an earthquake. We got no updates from them whatsoever. Then on top of that, we started to get reports from the Skywarn Spotter Network that someone who was driving eastbound out of Albany, where the clouds had broken, had seen a fireball that came straight down from the sky. You add to that satellite imagery that came in that showed a flash that indicates the entry of a small meteor or bolide that maybe could have been on the order of a 1.5 feet wide, hard to say, but came in and did explode, it would appear, on entry to the atmosphere, and that is the most likely thing that caused that boom. It very likely certainly was not an earthquake because we had no reports on the seismograms of any earth shaking going on, no explosion, there was no type of damage or anything like that was done anywhere, so this is the most likely cause of the big boom that you heard. Let's take a look together because this was a really cool example of satellite imagery that was shared with us by the Skywarn Spotter Network, and I want to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. So this is satellite imagery that is finely tuned to pick up on lightning strikes, right? But one of the things you're going to see, we didn't have any lightning strikes going on in eastern Mass. And look at the flash that shows up right by the south end of Boston Harbor, right? So there was some sort of a flash that occurred there. Well, it turns out, as those who know about this stuff could tell us, this is certainly something you can see happen when there is the entry of a small meteor in the atmosphere. You can see a flash on this lightning detection, and indeed that appears to be what happened here because the lightning really was ongoing on the south side of this line and near the impressive storm center. But then that flash did not line up with any actual lightning. There was nothing on the lightning detection network. So this goes to show you that, yes, indeed, there very likely was a small meteor entry that occurred there. By the way, not to overlook the impressive storm center. That satellite imagery as well, a very well-defined swirl in the atmosphere. We were busy on our app today, and this is the best way to get updates from us. We are always giving the updates on our app, which is free and 5 stars. You'll find it on the App Store and Google Play by searching 1 degree outside weather. Of course, our 24/7 network was going. We live streamed on this for the big boom. We've been putting updates like this onto it all day as well. You can find that on your smart TV in the YouTube app. Do a search for 1 degree outside network or online at 1degreeoutside.live or in our app. It's linked to the home screen. Top gusts today, at least select ones. It's not like these are all the top ones because if we did that, it'd all be coastal and we wanted to cover everybody. So we did gust to 63 at Kittery, at Cohasset, Dennis gusting to 57, Boston gusting to 55, Lawrence at 45, and Worcester gusting to 43. This was enough for damage to be done inland. Now, power numbers have fluctuated through the day. As you would expect, they get better, they get worse. Mostly now, they're getting better. And we were talking about tens of thousands without power across New England over the course of the day. To analyze the current satellite and radar imagery, the storm center now is making its way south of Cape Cod. It will continue to ease away from us, and it takes the worst of the conditions away as well. The entire time, the worst wind field has been on the north side of the storm, and you can definitely see that here, but you can also see that really it's the Cape and the islands last to be into this on the analysis. We're out of the damaging wind field now, the farther north and west you go. Generally, we consider with leaves on the trees 40 miles per hour and above to cause damage. We're below that all the way down parts of Route 24 and Route 3. So again, over the next couple of hours, we'll keep peeling that back. The timestamp's in the upper left of your screen. By 5:45, the damaging wind line is down around the Cape, and then once we get to about 7:45, maybe the outer Cape down in Nantucket, but the worst of the wind intensity is past. And after that, the wind field actually gets lighter as we head to the evening and the overnight tonight. This certainly churned up the seas and did so in a hurry. You know, we started the day with 1 and 2 foot seas at the south coast. Now you're 7 to 10 feet. We still have 10 footers at Boston Harbor all the way up to Casco Bay. Those will slowly come down tonight and continue to come down to about 2 to 5 feet tomorrow. It felt very chilly with the cold air and the wind and the rain all coming down. Some of us are still feeling like the 30s. Most of us have never felt like much more than 40 over the course of the day. If you have evening plans, the good news is the rain's going to get out of here. Again, timestamp in the upper left, 7:30. There goes the last of the rain off the outer Cape and Nantucket, and actually the sky clears somewhat as we head into this evening. And again, the wind gradually sits down. This was a fascinating storm from a science standpoint. We had talked about it in the 1 degree outside videos over the last several days leading up to it. It's a very strong and very cold disturbance. You can see that swirl on water vapor satellite imagery coming right over us. There is another one that's going to try and do the same thing tomorrow, believe it or not. So right now, we take this one and get it away. We're going to continue to see it ease off the coastline. Tomorrow's is not as strong, and it's not the same kind of clash that sets up. But because there's cold air in the sky, you will find, check this out, tomorrow at about midday, a couple of showers will start breaking out across parts of northern New England. So it's a dry morning. The middays get scattered showers and embedded downpour. And yes, there could be a couple of lightning strikes in here as well. The chance in southern New England rising after 2 p.m. and rising more appreciably from 4 p.m. onward. Again, embedded downpour, embedded thunderstorm, a possibility because of the cold air high in the sky, but it would be scattered. It continues into tomorrow night. And it's more like a widely scattered or isolated shower that pops up on Monday. Tuesday, probably very much the same as drier air starts to work in and high pressure is back in charge for the middle of the week. For mariners, again, you make progress tomorrow, generally a 2 to 5 foot sea near shore, a little bit more when you get offshore. Here comes that storm center. You're probably still churned at about 3 to 4 feet. Heading on into Monday. Tuesday, it comes down to about 2 to 3 feet or so, and then continues to move along from there. So we're talking about what at least is going to be generally quieting conditions that are coming up over the days ahead. That's what we're looking at right now. Just keep in mind those scattered showers will pop on your Sunday afternoon and evening from north to south. It'll be another time to use our app and check that live radar over the course of the day. Thanks to everybody for your collaboration and communication regarding the big boom. And of course, we hope that these updates on the storm have been helpful for you as well. Spread the word to friends and family. 1 degree outside, the place to turn for New England weather. We'll continue to see you with updates, of course, every single day.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this 1 degree outside video.
Get exclusive content, support the mission at membership.onedegreeoutside.com. And don't forget, free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search the #1 degree outside weather.